There you go. Now that is how our major roads are looking this morning. Remember, if you're a guardian or a parent who is taking their children or their child to high school, you need to be on the road because it's bound to be very heavy as the day progresses. Remember, we are live and we'll be keeping you updated on what is happening on our major roads there. So if you haven't left the comfort of your home, this would be an ideal time to actually step out and get going. Remember, safe journey. Now we want to look at what has been captured by various dailies this morning. I have a copy of the Standard with me this morning, so let me just give you a sneak peek of what has been given precedence in this particular edition. We have matters of politics as well as COVID. There with politics taking the center stage with a header there that says Raila's shadow in Mudavadi and Kalonzo's plan. This is in regard to what is happening with NASA there, where the former NASA leaders have moved on and are already working on a coalition agreement within the One Kenya Alliance, even as pressure is mounting from other leaders, including President Uhuru Kenyatta, and with asking them basically to try and have a workable plan with the ODM leader there to form a formidable team that will face Ruto in the next year polls. This is one of the stories that has been given precedence, actually the big read on this particular daily this morning. And also we have a special report looking at what is happening across the region, now focusing on matters in Uganda. The plight of the Ugandan girls there is that fear that plagues Uganda girls in the city dark alleys there. So a majority of the girls are aged below the age of 18 and get sold at Arapai market in Uganda for the highest bidder before finding their way in Nairobi. Quite a deplorable state of affairs there. Can get a read on that or the further details. Then also still in Uganda is that now our neighbor there has received COVID jabs from China at a time that also this comes just barely a few hours or a day or so before we received our another batch of the AstraZeneca vaccine in the country. So we also have the issue of matters of COVID fears as Form 1s report to school. That's what this particular daily has given precedent on its front page.
Now let's have a quick look at quite busy, but nonetheless we start with those stories that are here on the header. Matters concerning COVID-19 as the world risks losing the gains that we have made against the fight when it comes to the fight against COVID-19, because looking at what the World Health Organization had to say is that the cases have increased by 80% across the world. A few other variants have been detected, and two of the ones that are ravaging people the most are the Delta variant and the Lambda variant. We'll be giving you details in a bit. The main story on the front page of the Daily Nation, the ultimate kingmaker. Yes, there we go. Picture therein, we have Musalia Mudavadi and Kalonzo Musyoka. And just looking at this political game, the One Kenya Alliance featuring Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula and Gideon Moi have been termed as a third force to reckon with after Raila Odinga and Deputy President William Ruto. And therein comes the question as to whether they have the power to also make up the swing vote. That story has been captured in great detail here. We'll be coming to it in a bit. But then again, matters concerning our Form 1 students who will be joining secondary school today. But here they focus on the bursary wars that so many parents are struggling with, because there has been a lot of complaint and concern that there's so many deserving students that were left out of this bursary fund scheme, and most of them have had to resort to going to day schools that they had not chosen, or others have been forced to repeat class 8. And in extreme cases, some have had to drop out of school altogether because of the extra finances that is required for them to join school. And finally, on some sports, Omanyala sprints his way to fame, as Ferdinand yesterday made many Kenyans happy when he made history as the first Kenyan to reach the 100-meter semi-finals at the Olympics in Japan. We have these details and so much more coming on as we continue with In the Headlines. Vic.
Right, and on the front page of the Star newspaper, big parties to lose, small ones gain in new cash bill. Big parties lose, small ones gain in new cash bill. Now, proposed law removed stringent funding eligibility threshold. Now, parties also 70 outfits, that is according to the parties, that parties also required to meet the 2/3 gender rule. That is what's making the front page of the Star newspaper. And still on the Star, there's that monthly upkeep that is needed. Woman sues House of Grace Bishop for child maintenance. Woman sues House of Grace Bishop for child maintenance. I will give you more details on that particular story. But ODM leader Raila Odinga says that now it is time for compulsory universal healthcare. Now, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has vouched for a compulsory universal health insurance cover for all Kenyans. Now, the ODM leader said that the COVID-19 pandemic has shown Kenya the need to have access to quality and reliable healthcare. That is according to Honorable Raila Odinga. And again, still on the Star front page there, Nairobi hospitals expand ICUs amidst rising COVID-19 cases. The government last week said that most of the hospitals in the city here are currently overstrained and lack some of the HDU or even ICU beds. And now there's another wave of COVID-19 that is coming up, but government says that most of the hospitals within the county are currently overstretched. So all that is needed is for everyone to take care. All right. So blow to big parties in new cash bill. Now, small political parties could be headed for a windfall under a proposed law that would edge out big names from exclusive control of billions of shillings of parties' cash. Now, the bill would provide that parties get a share of the political parties' fund based on the number of candidates from special interest groups elected in the election preceding the share out. Now, the Political Parties Amendment Bill 2021 seeks to remove the stringent funding eligibility threshold that has seen small parties miss out on cash. This is one of the topics that we will be discussing the next hour with our political analyst here in the show. Doreen.
All right, coming to the front page of the People's Daily, there's of course plenty more in regards to what the paper has covered this morning, the issue to do with schools reopening and perhaps what is actually the biggest fear for parents. This is after 1 million students joined Form 1 amid COVID-19 fears. In fact, this story has been well cut out from page 2 all through 4, just showing the fear that parents have in regards to their children resuming school. And also coming to churches, this is after there was relief and as churches resume service, especially in the western and the Nyanza part of the country, and again also after the curfew was sort of lifted or at least returned back to 4 to 10 p.m. there. So I'll be telling you how this has been unfolding in those parts of the country. And again, when it comes to matters sports, it was too close yet too far for Omanyala. Again, well cut out from page 6 through 9 of the PD. So clearly just showing how the writer has really well highlighted the story of this athlete and just how it was too close yet too far. And of course, politics never misses out, especially on a Monday. And Uhuru men out to reunite the NASA force. So what next when it comes to this political parties, knowing fully well that when you go to the elections, next elections, we usually don't miss new formations or new parties being formed therein. So of course we'll be coming to the details in just a short while. For now, we take a very short break. When we return, the details of how the papers are looking like this morning.
And we take a short breather. We'll be right back.